Indeed, India's Megumi Lim joins us live from Kyiv for more updates on this. And Megumi, what has Kyiv said about the Russian accusation that it targeted the Zaporizhzhia nuclear power plant and almost hit one of its reactors with a drone?
Well, that's right. As was mentioned earlier, both Russia and Ukraine has been directing blame at each other over this attack against the Zaporizhzhia nuclear power plant. This was the first such attack that has occurred against this power plant since November of 2022. But the Kremlin has said that the Ukrainian forces have been the ones to carry out this attack against one of the 6 nuclear reactors at this Russian-controlled power plant. And the Russian Foreign Ministry spokeswoman was very swift to urge world leaders to condemn this attack in what she called an act of terrorism, nuclear terrorism carried out by Ukraine. And Rosatom, which is the Russian nuclear power company, released a statement saying that there were indeed 3 strikes carried out against this power plant, which led to the injuries of at least 3 people. Now, the Ukrainian military intelligence agency has denied any involvement. The spokesman, Andriy Yusov, has accused Moscow of carrying out what he called a false flag attack in an attempt to undermine international support for Ukraine. He said that Moscow is known to carry out these fabricated attacks for that reason. Now, these statements have not been independently verified, but we have seen the IAEA, which is the UN's atomic watchdog agency, confirm that there were indeed 3 drones that detonated at the facility on Sunday. One of them hit the roof of the containment building housing one of the plant's 6 nuclear reactors, and another hit the outside of a laboratory, and they didn't specify the third. But plant authorities said that there were no serious damage to the facility and that radiation levels were kept at a normal level. Now, this Zaporizhzhia nuclear power plant is Europe's largest power plant, and its safety has been the source of great concern among IAEA officials and also Western officials, as it is located near the front lines on the east bank of the Dnipro River south of Ukraine, and it is often caught in the crosshairs of the ongoing fighting. We have also seen independent news outlets document a campaign of abuse and intimidation against Ukrainian employees that are working under Russian occupation and at this power plant. And UN inspectors have also documented the use of landmines installed on the perimeter of the facility. So it goes without saying that this Zaporizhzhia nuclear power plant is and continues to remain in an incredibly precarious position as the war continues on.
Oh yes, definitely. And well, what has been making things more precarious is the use of drones, and they're being used by both sides in the conflict. Today's attack at the plant was foiled in the nick of time, it seems. But how effective has the anti-drone tech been so far in this conflict?
Well, as you said, drones of various types have been deployed by both Ukrainian forces and Russian forces throughout this full-scale war. We are seeing more use of it as the war continues on. And we've also seen the use of naval drones, long-range drones, and also FPV drones, which are mostly used on the battlefields, on the front lines. But although there are many aspects to anti-drone technology, in a nutshell, the basic steps are to detect, track, and destroy these drones mid-flight, and preferably over non-civilian areas. But unfortunately, this has not been the case. We have seen drone debris fall on civilian infrastructure, causing damage and also casualties. Now, bigger drones are often shot down by high-tech air defense systems that are able to detect and calculate the trajectory of the drone's flight and shoot them down. But keep in mind that these drones fly much slower than missiles, and they are easier to detect and shoot down. But at the same time, we've also seen more use of electronic warfare, which includes the use of jamming and also hacking to disturb the flight of drones and to even disable them. But because both Ukraine and Russia has been using drones and also these jamming technology, we've also seen both sides accidentally jam their own drones, and this has continued to be a challenge to be able to correctly identify and isolate an enemy drone and to disable them.
All right, quite a challenging battlefield, made even more challenging because of this kind of evolving tech. Thanks a lot for joining us for the moment, Megumi Lim from